Welcome back, everyone. I'm here with Dr. Raffi, and the question today, how not to wake up with pains in your back, how to increase the quality of your sleep. Do you want to help us, Dr. Raffi?
Yeah, sure thing. Always good to be with you online, Andre, especially considering that you're so many kilometers, miles, whatever metric or imperial system you use, is so far away from us. But it's always good to see your smiling face. Yes, this is a very important topic. This is a very important topic because it's something that we all do. Anyone who's watching this video is going to be doing this. So we sleep every single night. And it is very important for our mind. It's very important for our bodies that we have a good night's sleep. So there are a few different ways that you can help your body from waking up in pain. So one easy way is to improve your sleep posture. So the way you actually lay down in your bed. So some people don't really think about the importance of this, but I'll explain a few things if you've got a few minutes, Andre.
Please go ahead. I never even paid attention to how I drop myself into sleep. I want to know.
All right. So there are really three positions that we can sleep in. We can sleep on our back, we can sleep on our side, and we can sleep on our stomach. Maybe in between these, some people might have modified ways of sleeping, but they're the three main ways. So the first thing that I need to explain is sleeping on your stomach is not good for many different reasons, right? It's not good for your neck. It's not good for your breathing. It's not good for your lower back. And some people actually wake up quite stiff. Only this week, I had a couple of patients coming in with neck problems that they actually had to take the day off work. So they lost income because waking up with them sleeping on their stomach caused them a lot of neck irritation. So I would encourage people to get off their stomach. So that leaves us with sleeping on our side and sleeping on our back. Now, there are a lot of theories out there that some positions will put pressure onto the heart, or some positions will put pressure on other parts of the body. But truly, either one of these positions are quite good. If I had to tell you what my choice is, the way I choose to sleep as a chiropractor, I choose to sleep on my side. And so lying on your side is a really good way of putting your body into a neutral position. So what I would like our viewers to do, if they could, even if they are back sleepers, try to lie on your side. And one important thing is making sure the pillow is the right height, because you don't want your head to be tilted down if you're laying on your side, and you don't want to be too high that it pushes your head up towards the ceiling. You want to be in a neutral position. And also to put a pillow between your knees is a great idea. So yeah, so the pillow between the knees allows your pelvis to sit square. Now, it doesn't mean that that pillow is going to stay there all night. It took me over a year to get to the point where I was keeping that pillow between my knees. But laying on your side with that pillow underneath your neck and between your knees is a great way to stay on your side and get a good night's sleep. That way your lower back is happy and your neck is happy.
And how about which side, Dr. Raffi? I've been wondering all along, left or right, or changing it every hour?
Yeah, so this is a question that a lot of people ask, because again, there's a belief that you might be putting a lot of pressure on your heart if you lay on a certain side. I would say people know when they're on their comfortable side. So it is got to be the side that you're most comfortable on. So for example, you could always say, I've been told to lay on my right side to take pressure off my heart, but I don't like it. I keep going to my left side, and that's okay. That is okay. You're not hurting yourself, but not to force yourself to be in one position because you think that's better. If you've got a window open that's shining a little bit of light through, turning away from that is just logical. And so you might feel that that's a comfortable position to sleep in. So there isn't really a hard and fast rule that you must lay on one specific side. There's not enough research to say that it is only one side only. So yeah, just pick your most comfortable side.
And we've already, tell me about back sleep. I found myself sleeping on my back a lot. I have a child who had some breathing problems, mucus in his lungs. Why is that not ideal? How? Tell me.
Yeah. So with back sleeping, remember, back sleeping is it's not a bad position. Some people, a very small percentage of people, they like sleeping on their back, especially when you put a pillow underneath your knees, which will bring your knees up slightly. That will take pressure off your lower back. So if you are a back sleeper and you want to stay on your back, one way to modify and improve your sleep is just by putting a pillow under your knees. Your lower back would be happy. Making sure your pillow is under your neck is also a little bit lower, because we don't want the head to be pushed up and forward when you're sleeping. But one thing that does happen when we lay on our back, especially for people who sleep with their mouth open, which is, again, a huge topic on its own. We don't want to sleep with our mouth open. We should be sleeping with the tongue in the roof of the mouth, which means our mouths are closed and we're breathing through the nose. So if you're laying on your back, you are more likely to have your tongue sit a little bit further back, and it can happen for people where their tongue will go further back and it will block their airway to a certain extent, which will wake them up in the night. It can even lead to a little bit of snoring. So if you do like to sleep on your back and you are a nose breather, so you know that your mouth is always closed, then you can put a pillow behind your knees, under your knees. But if you find, for example, with children, like my children, for example, when they sleep with their mouth open, I'll encourage them to lay on their side, and they tend to close their mouth, and that does help. And so that's another point here that we can discuss, that not only is the positioning important, but consciously closing your mouth when you're sleeping. And I know when you're asleep, you can't do that, but when you're in bed and you're thinking the day through, hopefully with no technology in front of your eyes, and you're just dozing off, just consciously keep your mouth closed. Keep your mouth closed and make sure that your neck is in a neutral position so you can breathe easily through the nose.
Dr. Raffi, what a powerful topic it was to fix your sleep, because it will lead you to your high-performing days. Because you have beings who need recharge, we need time. And I'm guessing one last question before
Yes.
We close up today. Would you say the quality of sleep has a lot to do with how much sleep you need?
Yeah, look, that's a good question. In a very short answer, it's not about how much you sleep. It's more about when you sleep and when you wake up. So you could sleep 10 hours, but go to sleep at 1 a.m. and wake up at 11. And that quality is not as good as if you were asleep by 10 p.m. and you woke up at 5 a.m. So the most important thing is making sure that you wake up at the same time every day. That will dictate how your day is going to advance. And that will also dictate when you'll feel tired in the evening. So I know you didn't ask how many hours of sleep, but you said the quality of sleep. I would be saying for an adult, if you could get around that 7 to 8 hours, it doesn't have to be 8. People are hung up on 8 hours. They're also hung up on 10,000 steps a day. These are just numbers that there's not a lot of research saying that you must have that number. So we just shouldn't get too attached to it. But if you can get about 7 hours of sleep and try to get a couple of those hours before midnight, your quality of sleep will be much better than if you're going to sleep really late.
Powerful topic. Now, thanks very much. We'll maybe unpack this more at the next time. But thanks for your time. Thanks for your golden advice to help, our audiences to get their sleep right, because that's what we spend our life on. Probably 1/3, people say, or the stat says, pretty much spending 1/3 of your life in bed. So then why not make the most of it, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you,
Thanks
Andre.
very much.
It's always a pleasure to serve humanity with you. We'll see you next time.
Okay.